So, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, come on.
Hi everyone.
No, we don't need seats, my friend, because we both. Actually, it's very nice because I rarely have the occasion to see someone eye to eye. So I actually like that. Can you actually tell me how to pronounce your last name? Because I would.
My name is Mateusz Kusznierewicz. Kusznierewicz.
Oh, God damn it! I'm gonna try that by the end of this half an hour. I promise you that.
It's another challenge for you today,
So,
yeah?
it is. So basically, I'm going to have a conversation with Mateusz now for the next 30 minutes. I know that most of the people in this room know who you are, obviously. It's also very hard for me to be next to you because you're a very handsome guy, so it actually makes me self-conscious, obviously. See, there's not only tall Greeks, Keith, look, tall Polish people are also very nice. So can you just tell me, for me, the man who doesn't know you, what is your story? I've heard you've been at Olympic Games, even including in Athens, my city. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I have a very warm memories from Athens, winning bronze medal over there. So it was
congrats.
A long time ago, but it was very nice. Actually, I want to correspond to in my story for this sign. You all know it all started in your country, in your origin, in Greece. Olympic Games. We have a Winter Olympic Games, and summer. I chose summer. I started sailing when I was 9, and then I moved into the Olympic sailing. I was in Atlanta Olympic Games when I was 21, then Sydney, Athens, Beijing, and London. So it was a great story. I didn't win every time. Actually, my Olympic Games were always different. First, I won the gold. Then I was going to Sydney as a hot candidate to win gold. I was Olympic champion, I was the world champion and the European champion in 2000, and I finished 4th. The worst place you can ever get in the sport competition, being 4th. I would prefer to be last, not 4th.
Yeah, of course.
But it happened to me, but I didn't give up. I learned my lessons. I wrote them down, and I took this notebook 1 year before I went to Athens. And I promised to myself I didn't win, I want to win again, but I didn't want to make mistakes I did in Sydney. It was a great prize for me. I won the bronze medal over there. Then I was sailing in China and England. It was also great, but I didn't sail alone. I was sailing in two-person regatta. I can show you the picture, actually. This was me sailing just the last race in Athens.
You were by yourself, or there were two people on this one?
This was one by myself, but in London and China, I was sailing with Dominic, who was for 3 previous Olympic Games my rival. So he was my competitor.
Nice.
But we never burned the bridge between us. Before we were rivals, but good mates, and have a lot of respect to each other, so it was no problem for us to continue to join together and continue sailing.
And then the last one, so London, you did that too? Did you win anything in London, or?
Oh, we didn't win the gold, silver, or bronze with Dominic. We were 4th in China and 8th in London, so not very good, but we won the World Championships and the European Championships. So altogether, these 20 years, I tell you, it was great story. It was great adventure. I learned a lot. I learned about motivation, systematic work. I learned how to communicate, not only with the team, but also with the teammate. I learned how to make choose the goal, and if you have a goal set, how to build up the road plan, the plan to achieve this goal.
Was it the origin of your notebook? I mean, I've done these mistakes, so I'm going to write them down, and then I'll make a plan for the next one. This is also how you continue to do it today?
Exactly. This is, I tell you, I learned so much from sailing, and now I use it in my, I can say, private life, but mostly in the business. I learn a lot on this. So actually, after London, I stopped sailing.
Yeah, so what did you do afterwards? What do you do now?
Actually, I'm doing quite a lot of stuff. I'm multitasking, but today we don't have much time, so I would like to tell you about the story, not the device, not the software, hardware, but I would like to tell you the story about this what happened to me last year.
What is that devilish thing? Is it a selfie
Yeah,
system?
actually, I tell you how it happened. 2 years ago, I was playing with my daughter. Natasha is 4 years old now. And when she was playing at home, I started to make pictures. I used the camera. I don't know if you make pictures with the ordinary, normal cameras, but I'm making a lot of pictures every day with this smartphone. And after having fun with Natasha, I wanted to share these pictures with my parents-in-law, and I couldn't do this because my mom doesn't use the computer. My mom does use the telephone, but it's not a smartphone. It's a Nokia with the buttons. My dad, actually, I could send him the picture this day, just attach it to the email. But if I could send it to him, he would probably open it in the evening. And once he sees it, he never gets back to it. What I wanted to send it to them. Probably my dream was to send it on the fridge. So fridge in their house would have a screen. So to show the pictures I'm going to send, my wife will send, and family friends will send. So I will have an application in my smartphone, which is going to be for free. And for free, I will send the pictures to all my close friends, my parents-in-law, and so on. And I couldn't do this. Actually, I could do this. I found this kind of device, not the fridge with the screen, but photo frame, which was connected to the network, to the Wi-Fi. But it was beautiful but expensive, $399, and they shoot into the knee, that's how you say it, by making payment for using it. So, and in my opinion, this kind of things should be for free today. So my goal was, okay, maybe we should create something like this. But I couldn't do this because I was not experienced. Lucky, in the future, I met the great people. This is my dream team.
So you went, hold on, so you went from sailing alone to sailing at 2, and now there's 7, if I count right?
It was much more.
Oh.
It was some ladies too in the team, because many people, when I show these pictures, say, okay, this is only gentlemen's. Guys, where are the ladies? Yeah, but later they join us. It was about 25 people working in Zoomi project. Anyway, how I met them. This is interesting story, and I would like to share it with you because maybe it could be influential and a good example of how we could drive our ideas to make it happen. My idea was to create a photo frame which would be connected to the network, but I couldn't do this. How to create the device and how to create the software which should be on the mobile device, on the Android, iOS, and Windows Phone. So we have it on 3 platforms. The software for middleware, the servers who could receive the pictures and send it to the devices, and then the device itself. So I thought, how can I meet the people? Actually, I was thinking to go overseas to the Silicon Valley to maybe find a partner to create this project, this thing with them. But it was an accident, maybe, but I cannot call it accident. It was not luck. In 2013, it was November, I invited for a dinner to my house my doctor, but not the psycho doctor. He was the orthopedist for the bones, and I know him for many years. We were talking about the life and business, mine and his. And in one moment of this dinner, I shared with him my idea. Vitek, what do you think? Photo frame, we can send the pictures. What do you think? It's going to be okay or a bad idea? He said, Mateusz, if you or someone else will make it, I will buy 5. Because I need it for my family and so on. So okay, I told him, Vitek, there are so many people already told me the same story that they would like to use it. Maybe 2 or 3 said, maybe it's not a good idea. But many which I shared this idea said, but I don't know with whom I could make it, create it. Maybe in Poland. I think I'm going overseas. And he said, hey, this could be an accident, but yesterday, this guy who is here, Krzysztof Trzebuniak, he said, This guy was in my clinic because he broke his, how you say?
Elbow.
Elbow, yeah. And we were talking about, of course, his health, but also about his business. He's not into the new technology, but he's in financing stuff. So, and he said he was the first inventor in a device called Dice Plus. I don't know if you heard about Dice. This is the Polish product which is produced in Poland. Probably some of you heard. Who heard about the Dice?
Oh, quite a lot of people. I haven't.
All right. So I will. This guy and this guy, Patryk Strzelewicz and Michał Bąk, invented Dice, and they produce it in Poland. They invented it, and this is the first Polish device who was sold in all around the world in the Apple stores.
Oh, okay, wow.
So we are very proud of it. And Krzysiek said, Witek said, okay, maybe you could meet with Krzysztof and tell him about your story. Maybe he can help you to find the people around this. So next day, Krzysztof came to Gdańsk. I thought we're gonna talk about this 2 hours. We talked 5 hours about my idea. And on the end of this meeting, Krzysiek said, Mateusz, give me 3 weeks and I will think who we should meet together. And 1 month later, we met with all of these guys on the north side of Poland. It was Jastrzębia Góra in Dom Zdrojowy. We closed each other for, as a group for 2 days. During these 2 days, we met together. I told them about my idea, and after 2 days, we came with the agreement with this described task who is going to be responsible for, and we joined the team. I was lucky because this guy, Roman Panek, he was the creator and is the creator of a company called Go Clever. Go Clever is the company located in Poznań. They are producing smartphones, tablets, DVR and navigation systems. It's not the high quality, it's a B class. But first of all, they've got the tools to create the hardware in China, and they've got the money to do it. So I was very lucky in the beginning because we didn't have to find the money, about 9 million zlotys, to produce this, how you say, a prototype and yes. Then finance the production. But he helped me. So this was what we created. We created a completely new brand called ZoomMe, which is now sold in Poland, Czech Republic, Italy. Very soon we are going to England,
nice.
Great Britain.
That's where I live, so nice.
Okay. So we've got it in real. And I tell you, this is of course my big satisfaction that we created it. But the important thing was that, the way we created it. The very important thing for us was to find a partner for this business, T-Mobile, as you can see on the box. I can tell you another story how it happened.
Go ahead.
That we catch them. Actually, they didn't catch us. We didn't catch them. They catch us. So on the first meeting in Jastrzębia Góra, I told you in Dom Zdrojowy, during these 2 days, when you already agree that this is a good idea, and they confirm it as a very experienced guys, and they will join the team, we said, okay, the market for photo frames in Poland, it's 10,000 pieces every year. It's so low.
Very, very low.
We never make a business when we will sell 10,000 pieces. Okay, in Poland, maybe we can go abroad. This is a global project, so we knew, but it's going down. Okay, so we said, but maybe this product could be interesting for a telecommunication company, because we will not only make a Wi-Fi device, we will also make a device with the 3G.
Oh, the SIM card in it.
SIM card in it. And we said that this is going to be, if we're going to join together with the telecommunications, it's going to be a booster for us, not only in number of pieces we're going to sell, but also promotion and so on. So what we did, when we knew that we want them, we created a plan how to reach them. So we didn't actually knock to the door of telecommunication companies. Okay, are you interested in it? This is something like this. No, we created it other way. It was March last year, 2014, press conference of the Go Clever company. They presented a new product, new smartphone, new tablet, new navigation. Me and Patryk Strzelewicz, this guy who is also very popular in Poland, in our this guy, we were sitting here in the first row. There was a lot of journalists here. And there was the guy who was running this conference, showing this, and in half of this conference, me and Patrick, we start talking very loud. Maybe not very loud, but we make a little bit of chaos. So the presenter of this press conference said, "Oh, excuse me, Mr. Mateusz Kusznierewicz, I see that you are very excited about what we are showing, but you're making very loud. Can I continue my conversation?" So I stand up and said, "Oh, I'm sorry. We are very sorry. Me and Patrick, we are very excited about this, what you did. Yeah, this is very interesting. I'm going to be very quiet now, but I'm talking about this with Patrick because I'm entering the world of the new technology." Stop. And I sat down.
It's very good PR.
After this conference, there was more journalists coming to me than to the CEO of Go Clever. Of course, it was not something wrong in it because it was all in a scenario. We wanted it to happen. So on the same day, the same afternoon, I see that all the internet sites like Wirtualna Polska, Gazeta.pl, I was on the front page, the most popular internet sites, and I was on the front page with a picture from sailing, but saying Mateusz Kusznierewicz is entering the world of new technology. He cannot tell us now what is he doing, but he is doing it. 2 days later, I received a phone call from DDB agency, who is doing all of the marketing for T-Mobile, and they asked me if I want to come for the meeting with T-Mobile. So they called us and invited us for the meeting. We came in 5 from Zoomi project. There were 11 of them on this meeting. We signed the NDA and we tell them what we are thinking about, what we are working on. And 2 months, 3 months later, we've got the agreement signed that they will join this project. It's a great story for me, having a goal, having the idea, and then this idea worked out. So I love it. I really like it. What it brings us, that T-Mobile not only helped us to develop the hardware, the device, but they also ordered many pieces. They're selling it now.
In their stores?
In the stores,
nice.
all around Poland. They also invited us for the meeting where all the countries are also meeting, so we can also tell them what we did. But also what was very influential, good for us, benefit that Robert Lewandowski, our great soccer player, who is the ambassador of T-Mobile, he was doing the television campaign before Christmas last year with Zoomi. He was sending the pictures he was making on the football stadium with the kids directly to Zoomi. So it was also, you can understand that it was very, very interesting us. And this is it. This is what we did. Actually, this is just the beginning because we want to next year launch a new product. So we know that technology is advancing and we can use it. There is the potential to bring the Zoomi into the telemedicine, yeah?
That's correct.
Telemedicine, and also smart home. So we are now searching and thinking about, shall we go one way or other, or maybe both?
Are all the members of your team, the 7 plus others, are they all into sports or not?
They're non-sports. There's only me. Actually, my role in this team was to be a leader.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. I mean,
yeah.
do you motivate them? Because I guess, I mean, I've never done sailing. I mean, I've tried sailing. almost crashed the boat. So then I stopped. But then some of the lessons I guess from sports is like the leadership is one is very important. So is it something you apply today again to your team as well?
Yes, those guys told me on the beginning that there should be one leader. And
of course,
yeah. And on the beginning, I thought we're gonna do this without the leader, but there is so many these guys are so experienced and so smart, and more even experienced in this business than me. But they said on the beginning there should be one leader, and then they pointed on me. And now I think in any project there should be a leader. Always one guy responsible who knows about everything, and he is taking care about the things running.
When you say you knows about everything as a vision, right? That's what you mean, because you cannot know about everything. You know about.
I learn a lot. Today I know a lot, but I was lucky to get the guys who are much better than me in those things. So Roman was responsible as a Go Clever for the hardware. Patrick was responsible for the design and everything what was inside. This is how he created Great Dice Plus. Me as a leader, Daniel was Go Clever, and he was in China most of the time, looking how the things are moving on. Michał was responsible for software, Krzysztof for financing and running the company, legal stuff and so on, and Rafał for all of the designs and mock-ups and everything what it needs, our partners and so on. And many more people who help us as a support team.
So you said that when T-Mobile or Deutsche Telekom?
T-Mobile.
When T-Mobile entered a partnership with you, so they brought their expertise and obviously funding as well. So you never had to look for funding elsewhere, right? Have you done it since then? Have you had to look for funding?
We had a plan B, but to look for the funding. But Go Clever cover all of the costs of startup, let's say. So we have a silver, gold prototype, and until that time we spent about 150,000 euro to make everything ready for as the molds and software and so on. And then it was about 8 million zlotys, so it's 2 million euro. To finance the production.
That's also Go Clever.
That's also the Go Clever. So we didn't have to go outside to find the.
Will you have to, or is it? Are you self-sufficient, or are you? Because you say you have plans, for healthcare, for home automation. You just mentioned. So are you? In order to be big, you also need to have funding. So do you think you have enough, or will you actually be looking forward?
At the moment, to be honest with you, we are looking for the partner who can bring not only our boost into the budget, but also to bring the experience,
that expertise,
expertise to that new territory, smart home or telemedic medicine. Yeah, yep. That's it.
I'm going to open the floor in a minute or so for questions, so please, and I realize on Twitter a lot of people are talking about it, so probably this is why I have my phone here. So probably there will be a lot of questions, so prepare it. But before that, I want to go back to the leadership thing, because you said you are the leader, or they chose you as a leader. I don't know how it went, but another thing that a leader should do, in my opinion, is also keep the troops motivated. And obviously, as a sportsman, this is why I ask if the others were sportsmen. As a sportsman, is something that is part of your daily routine almost to keep motivated. So is it something that is easy for you to motivate others to work?
Yeah, I have a different experience and experience how to motivate myself, but also how to motivate others. And I don't know if you read a lot about this or you know more about this, but our self-motivation is that much as a subject how we could be motivated by others and how we can motivate the others in a team. And I think it's more important how we can influence the others and the others could influence us. So this was a good experience for me in sailing, in sport, and also in this business. The problem for us, which was mentioned here half an hour ago by my president,
Marvin.
Marvin here, was he also mentioned, and there was one question about it, how to deal with the team who is in the other places, which we cannot meet every day. So even on the corridor.
So you have that in
No,
your company?
I had a problem because most of my team were in Poznań and Warsaw here, and me staying with Rafał in Gdańsk. So every day on the phone and on the emails and the base camp, which we worked, run our project, was a challenge. For me as a leader, it was very important to coordinate the communication. So everyone who knew what is happening in a team, even he was not responsible for this area, when he heard that there is so much happening in other things, this was, I see after on them, this was very good motivator for the others, that they knew that we are preparing the press conference or the, how you say, premiere of this, and everything is coming, 2 months left, it's going to be like this, Krzysztof Materna is going to be our director, and so on, and so all the guys who were in China, they were so, excited about this, that they woke up 1 hour before the alarm rings, because they knew it's going to be great on the 20th of October. So it was not hard for me to use the other words to motivate. I tell you what I learned in sailing, in sport, which I use in business now. How to take care about the great communication. For example, 7 people working together like we in a Zoomi. There is not always a time when we meet all together. 7 of us in one room. Actually, it was a rare experience. So what happened to me, if you are my teammate and we meet in a kitchen for a coffee to make before we go back to the computer, and then we start talking about the new plug into the Zoomi device, yeah? And you have a great idea about this, and I think we should go for it. Actually, this is a great idea. So after this, when we have this chat, and I've got this idea, and nearly we make a decision, so before I will make a next step to go back to my computer or make another telephone call or check my email or think about it, I stop, I don't move any other move, and I'm thinking, who should know about this, what we were just discussing, about this idea, about this decision. And before I will make it, I call this 1 or 2 guys who should know about it, or I call my secretary and tell them, Pani Bożenko, please write to all of the team of Zoomi about this and this and this. With Paul, we thought about this and so on. Let's discuss it at 1 p.m. on the chat. Okay, I done it. Then I make another step and move into my next task, which I'm doing it. And I tell you, this helped a lot in the communication in the team. It was great, and I was so happy because the other guys from the team start to do the same.
Yeah.
And we were all very well informed what is happening, and when you are well informed, the things are moving faster forward. So I like that.
Wow, it's good advice, actually. I'm going to open the floor for a few questions. So please start raising your hands, and I'm going to go down. So I'm going to leave you alone here, so you go back to your loneliness on the water. So who was the first question? Who wants to take it? I see over there. So let me come to you, sir.
Hi, my name is Bartosz. Thank you for a great speech and example. It's so cool to have an Olympic champion here. But could you give us some numbers? Revenue, sales, if there are 7 co-founders, I imagine that the structure of ownership could be quite difficult to grasp. So any numbers?
We had no problem about how we share the company which we created. First of all, so everyone is happy. Even today, we are very happy how we did it. About the numbers, I told you before that the market for the photo frames in Poland was 10,000 pieces per year. This was Hama, this was Modecom who was making it, and other companies who were making it and selling it in Poland. At the moment, we have a connected more than 16,000 devices to our network as a Zoomi. So I check it. I checked yesterday. Through the system of Zoomi, there was sent 473, more than 473,000 pictures so far. From November last year, we have June, yeah? So 8 months. Nearly 500,000 pictures was sent. Mostly in Poland, but I see that the Zoomi is connected also in Great Britain, Germany, Australia, America, because what we from the beginning knew that probably most of the Polish customers will buy it, like us, but we will not keep it as a device. We'll give it to someone else. So we can send the pictures to them so they will be happy. To our parents, to our grandparents, and aunties and others. So this is about the numbers. This result is not satisfaction for me, this 16,000, because I thought we're gonna have about 22 in that moment. We are happy how it goes, but it could be better. Why? Because we spent too much time on development of the device and the software, on the marketing and so on, but we didn't spend enough time on distribution and sales. Everyone thinks, most of the people in the shop where we are, in RTV AGD, Euro RTV AGD, in MediaMarkt, in Computronic, in Saturn, in T-Mobile, that this is another normal, ordinary photo frame. They don't see the difference. They don't see that this is not the normal, ordinary photo frame. It's connected photo frame, so you can send directly the pictures into it. You don't have to put the SD card in it. You don't have to put the pen drive in it to download the pictures. You can send it directly from the application. Now, I think if we would make our homework better or work better to focus on that, it would be more than 22,000. It would be even 25,000. So it's still it's an experience for us, and we should do something about it. And we should be also already in this year in 5 international European countries, not only 2. We are in the Czech Republic and Italy, and it was too slow for us to be better prepared for Spain, France, and England. We should be also over there. But it will come. It will come.
Do you host the pictures, or you just send them there?
We don't host.
Okay, there's no
It's
hosting.
only transfer. We don't keep anything on our server. This was the idea from the beginning.
Okay, no, just to know.
Yeah.
Anyone else has a question? I have a time for maybe 1 or 2 questions, depending on their length. I see. Oh, I'm coming to you.
Hi. What's the exact next step for Zoomi? Because you mentioned that you have different projects ahead of you, telemedicine and smart home. But what about Zoomi? Are you gonna, I don't know, launch second version of it?
Yes, this was the idea from the beginning, that every year we launch on the end of the year, because the fourth quarter in sales, I'm talking about the Christmas gift and so on, is the most important and the best. Actually, the Valentine's Day and the Mother's Day were also very good in sales for us. Anyway, our idea was from the beginning that this device, and especially the software, will develop. So at the moment you can send only the pictures into it, but many people ask us, okay, can we also send us short videos we're recording every day? So yeah, we want to also add this functionality. There is a list of 12 small, medium and big improvements we can make into the software. The device also can be changed, because we wanted that the Zoomi Wi-Fi is not going to be more expensive than 250 zlotys, and the 3G is going to be 350, so 100 zloty more. Today we can make not 7-inch screen, we can make 9-inch screen with the same price. Actually, the dollar went up a little bit, but we can also manage with the materials inside. We can add the camera in front, so it can also be a communicator. many people ask us so we can, if we can do this. So our idea was that every year we will do another device. It's not easy. Today I know that we will do this every 2 years to bring the new device. We have questions from big media partners like Wirtualna Polska, like EdiPress and some other. We are talking now about to add into this device kind of in-house display. This is how they call them. The new functionalities, which can also be very good for home owners, for the people who has it at home. I cannot tell you more about this, but we are thinking about it. So first step is to improve Zoomi itself as a picture receiver. Second thing is to improve it into the direction of smart home. So for example, like Fibaro and the other well-known companies of the smartphone, smart home has this smoke detectors or alarm door openers or float this. So to connect them in one piece, you would have you have to buy the modem, the mother who is sending it to the software, to the server. And this kind of modem you could exchange for Zoomi, which would have all of this functionality in itself. So this kind of thing. And telemedicine. One company who is producing these halters, AKG receivers and so on, they also wanted that all the information from this test could be visible on the screen, in-house display screen. So this is something like that.
Well, on that, I'm sorry. You want to? Okay, I'm going to allow one last because I know you're popular. So one last question. Okay, I'm coming to you.
Hi, thank you for your lecture. This is Jana from Octawave. One and last question, I guess. What would be your personal credo that applies to business and also to sport?
I didn't get the question. Can you repeat?
What would be your personal credo, the set of personal beliefs, one personal credo that applies to business and also to sport?
All right. I will tell you about the example, about my experience. I have many meetings with different people, with the youngsters, our age people, and a little bit seniors. And very often, on the beginning of the meeting, when I have my motivation speech or power speech, I ask a couple of people from this group, what are your goals? What are your goals in your life, in your business, in your personal life? I can tell you that about only 30% of the people are saying that they have a real goal in their life, that they've written it down and they know where are they going to. So, in my opinion, answering your question, the most important thing in everything what we are doing and what influences the other is to name and say or read or write the goal, where are you going, what you want to achieve. Not just to be better, not just to get involved, the goal. My goal in sailing was always set. It was not only the winning the gold medal, because sometimes I was not ready to win the gold yet. But my goal for my first Olympic Games were to finish top 8. Because top 8 got the diploma.
Diploma, yeah, the Olympic diploma.
So I got the diploma and the medal, so I was very happy. But the goal is very important to make. And then when you have a goal, then you're creating the plan, the roadmap, how to get there. And this is very important for me. If I meet the guys which I'm going to work together, or they are going to be my partners, or I'm going to outsource something to them, I'm trying to figure out in first 5 minutes of the conversation, are they the people who has a goal, that they know exactly what to do, and this is my credo for business, to be very świadomy, I don't know how to say it, self-aware, to know what they are doing and where are they going. Thank you.
So my goal starting, and I promise you that, was to pronounce your name correctly, so I spent the last 30 minutes trying to do it. Kusznierewicz?
Very well,
See?
well done.
Did.
Bravo.
Thank you very
This is
much,
good.
Mateusz.
Thank you. My pleasure.